Okay, this is for the people in the IVYT 120 class. There'll be some for the online and some for face-to-face, and I'll tell you when I'm speaking specifically to one or the other. First of all, let's talk about reflections. All reflections need to be a full page, not a third of a page, not a half of a page, a full page, double-spaced. Occasionally, if you get really wrapped up and you go a few lines over into a second page, that's okay, but don't do that. You only need to do that, only need to do one page. While I'm on it, on the Glass Castle questions, I have said this a number of times, and some of you just apparently don't pay any attention. It says answer one or two of the questions. Now, I'll tell you my story. When I was in college and I had a choice between one or two, I always took one. There were no bonus points for answering both questions. Answer one of the Glass Castle questions and tell me which one it is that you're answering. Okay? Pretty simple. And then make that Glass Castle reflection a full page. Always use a 12-point font. Use an Arial or a Verdana or something like that that's easy to read. Some of you are sending this stuff in an 8-point type. It's very hard to read. Always double space. One of you, and I can't remember if it's online or face-to-face, does all the way down, and then we get to the bottom, there's about an inch of stuff that's single-spaced. And yet there's plenty of room to go the rest of the distance on the page. It could have a margin setting problem there, but you got to see it. And if you can see that it's single spaced at the end, fix it. If you're not sure how to fix it, give me a call and I'll put you in touch with somebody who can do that. Double spaced from top to bottom. Single space your header. I mean, some of you got a header that's half the page. Name, date, and what the assignment is. Chapter 4, try it 2. That kind of thing, all right? When you're writing a reflection paper, use your life as the reflection. Remember, this course is about you, so talk about you. For instance, in Glass Castle, when the father took them out and told them that the star was going to be named for them, it was their star. Some of you gave me a book report. You told me that's what happened. I know that's what happened. I read it. What I want to know is, what's your reaction to that? Was that a sweet thing to do? If you were in a position like those children and your dad did that to you, how would you feel? Some of the people who sent in papers have been in a situation where there was not a lot of money in the family and something very similar happened in their family, and they talked about that. And that's fine. I mean, this is about you, so don't hesitate. We just finished concept mapping. Now, a lot of you, just in a sense, you miss the whole point. There are going to be things in the triads where you're going to look at it and say, you know, that's something I would never want to do. In the concept mapping, you said it's something I would never want to do, but you didn't acknowledge. Now, for instance, the acknowledgement would be, there may be some valid points in concept mapping, but I was taught a different way of note-taking, and I'm so imbued in that method of note-taking, it would be very difficult for me to change now, and then say why. That's a valid reflection. But don't just say it's dumb or it's stupid or I would never do it. Talk about why. There's going to be a lot of this stuff where it's going to be important for you to explain why something, and it can be a positive too. I'm going to do this now because I think it's pretty good. Here's from one of the papers. I think my strongest aspect in note-taking would be my organization. Without organization, notes can be a waste of time, so I try to keep everything very organized so I don't waste my time taking notes that won't benefit me later. What a great reflection paper. Another person, I try to put my best foot forward when I'm taking notes because I need them to help me prepare for the test. I take notes down in class, but have no time to reread them before leaving class because I have a 15-minute break to get from one campus to another. Remember, one of the things was redo your notes immediately after the class to make sure. All right? He's acknowledging He knows about that point, but he doesn't have the time to do it immediately. Great reflection papers, and that's what we're looking for from you. Now, you've all done a mission statement. Do not get rid of any of your papers. I suggest you keep all your papers on a flash drive because the mission statement is needed in your final project. When you get there, it's going to say, insert your mission statement here. Go to your flash drive, block it, copy it, and move it, and now you've got your mission statement. You don't have to rewrite it. A lot of things are going to happen in this semester are things you can use later in the class. Spell check. A lot of you are not spell checking your papers before you turn them in. Now, I've told you this is not an English class, but I do check spelling and grammar. It's not going to kill you. And a lot of times you'll hear from me that if you did that in an English class, you would get killed. They don't tolerate that kind of spelling and grammar. We're not going to get too technical here, but be aware of it and check and know the difference between T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-I-R, and were, W-E-R-E, and we are, W-E-R-E. Know about that kind of statement. Make sure you take all the tests. A fair number of you are missing tests. And then in the online class, make sure you participate in the weekly discussion board. That's the way we take attendance. If you don't participate, you're marked as absent. So take a look at the syllabus and see what happens when you are absent in this class. All right? Now, make sure you take all of the tests. We've covered that. But a lot of you are turning in papers late. Okay, those papers are graded down because they're late. And some of you have been very selective about what you turn in. If you look at the grades at the end of the posted grade sheet, there are a whole bunch of you that have got D's down as a grade right now, that if you turned in the missing papers, you'd be high C. And some of you that are already high C, you're going to be B in the next few weeks. You watch what happens. The grades are going up. You're getting better. You're starting to follow all the procedures. You're doing everything well. You're going to start seeing hundreds show up on some of these reflection papers. So make sure you turn in every paper, even if it's late. Okay? If it's late and it's a decent effort, you get a 69 on it. A 69 is better than 0. Okay? Generally, if you do a decent effort in here, you're going to get a C. This is the only class that, I keep saying this, the only class that's about you. There are no right answers or wrong answers, only your answers. And my golly, if you can't get a B or an A in this class, you're not hardly trying. That means you really have not turned in papers, you have not taken tests. A B and an A are easy to get in this class just by doing the work. Pretty easy, okay? So, you have a good week. Stay dry. Don't hurt your back shoveling snow. Hope that the next blizzard isn't as bad. And we'll talk to you again soon. Listen to everything I said. Fix those little things. They're all fixable. And watch your grades go up. Have a good one.